Hey warriors! Imagine this. You're crushing it at work one day. Ideas flowing, boss raving, feeling unstoppable. Then tomorrow, total burnout. Mistakes piling up, dreams slipping away. That's the brutal trap of inconsistent performance-killing careers daily. The hidden crisis. In offices and homes around the world, a silent epidemic is unfolding. It's not a virus, but a pervasive state of exhaustion that has become the default for modern professionals. We're told to hustle harder, to optimize every minute, to be constantly available. But this relentless pressure comes at a staggering cost. A landmark Gallup study paints a stark picture. A staggering 80% of professionals report feeling the weight of chronic exhaustion. This isn't just about feeling tired after a long week. This is a deep, persistent fatigue that seeps into every corner of our lives, effectively tanking our productivity by as much as 50%. Think about that. Half of our potential, our creativity, our drive evaporated. Yet the most alarming part is how we've normalized it. We dismiss it as just stress, or the price of success. But ignoring these warning signs is a gamble with devastating stakes. The data is unequivocal. Chronic burnout is a direct pathway to severe health complications like heart disease and clinical depression. It doesn't just affect our health, it sabotages our careers. It leads to missed opportunities and stalled promotions that create a ripple effect of regret, haunting us for decades as we watch our peers advance while we remain stuck, wondering what went wrong. The career you dreamed of feels further away than ever, not because you lack talent, but because your energy has been systematically drained. So why does this happen? Why are moments of genuine focus and achievement, those exhilarating flow states, so incredibly rare? Groundbreaking research from journals like Frontiers in Psychology provides a clear answer. The architecture of modern work is fundamentally flawed. We are subjected to a constant deluge of information and demands. Overflowing inboxes, incessant pings, and calendars so packed they leave no room for deep thought. This state of perpetual cognitive overload triggers our brain's threat response. Instead of feeling engaged and motivated, we feel besieged. Our capacity for proactive behavior, for strategic thinking, for innovation plummets to zero. Our loyalty to our organizations erodes because it's impossible to feel connected to a system that consistently pushes you past your breaking point. Continuing on this path isn't just unsustainable, it's catastrophic. It's a direct route to a future defined by what you've lost. Lost income from stagnant wages and missed promotions. Broken health that requires years of recovery, if recovery is even possible. And perhaps most painfully, a life filled with the quiet regret of watching others achieve their ambitions while you're left on the sidelines, depleted and disillusioned. This isn't a distant threat. For millions, it's the reality of tomorrow. The question is no longer this crisis will affect you, but how you will choose to respond before it's too late. The choice is between a life of quiet desperation or one of consistent, energized achievement. Let me share a story that might feel uncomfortably familiar. It's a breaking point story, but more importantly, it's a story about rebuilding. Picture a top performer 5 years ago. He was the go-to person on the team, consistently exceeding targets and celebrated for his drive. His identity was completely intertwined with his success. He wasn't just good at his job, he ruled the kingdom. Then, the unthinkable happened. He missed a quarterly quota. It started small, a single red mark on a flawless record. But that one miss planted a seed of doubt. Soon, that doubt grew into a constant humming anxiety. The pressure to get back on top became immense, but the harder he pushed, the more his focus fractured. Sleep became a luxury he couldn't afford, and mornings were filled with a sense of dread instead of determination. His confidence, once his greatest asset, had evaporated. He started avoiding team meetings and dodging calls, isolating himself in a desperate attempt to hide his struggle. The breaking point came during a routine presentation. Mid-sentence, his mind went blank. A full-blown anxiety attack took hold, right there in front of his colleagues. The humiliation was crushing. That evening, he made the painful decision to quit the career he had poured his life into. Sounds familiar? This pattern of a high achiever crashing under pressure is tragically common. After hitting rock bottom, he began a journey not just of recovery, but of discovery. He dove into research, trying to understand what had happened. He came across foundational studies, like those from leading universities on high performers, which revealed a critical insight. Consistent high achievement isn't about raw talent or relentless hustle. It's about intentionally creating the right internal and external conditions. The research showed that up to 70% of high achievers risk burnout without reliable flow triggers, small, repeatable actions that generate positive psychological states. He learned about triggers like elevation, creating moments of awe and celebrating small wins to build momentum, and connection, fostering genuine bonds with their team to build a resilient support system. This was the turning point. Instead of chasing a singular, massive goal, he started rebuilding his life around these small, daily triggers. He began turning average days into platforms for peak performance, not by working harder, but by working smarter and more intentionally. He was building a system, not just relying on willpower. This wasn't about getting his old job back. It was about building a new, more sustainable foundation for success in every area of his life. Unlock peak performance. The solution is to trigger peak experiences daily via 4 science-backed pillars. Elevation, celebrate micro wins. Insight, daily learning hacks. Pride, own your role. And connection, deep colleague ties. Boosting proactivity, 3x per Frontiers research. Pair with HPWS, High Performance Work System, from JDR, Justice Duty Responsibility. Theory. High-performance work systems enhance happiness well-being, mediating 40% better task performance. Step-by-step implementation. Now, let's translate this powerful science into a simple daily playbook. This isn't about a radical life overhaul. It's about installing small, potent triggers that build unstoppable momentum. We'll start with the first 5 minutes of your day. We call this the morning ritual. Before you check emails, before the day's demands rush in, take just 5 minutes to visualize one elevation win from the previous day. An elevation win is any moment you felt a surge of competence or success. Maybe you solved a difficult problem, received positive feedback, or helped a colleague. Close your eyes and mentally replay that moment. Feel the satisfaction, the pride. This simple act does something remarkable. It primes your brain's dopamine pathways, essentially telling your mind, this is what success feels like. Let's go get more of it today. It's a neurological head start that costs nothing but a few moments of focused intention. Next is the insight block. Dedicate a focused 20-minute window, ideally before your main work begins, to targeted learning. The goal here is to sharpen the ability component of the AMO, Ability Motivation Opportunity model. Don't just passively consume information. Select one high-quality article, podcast, or research paper directly related to your industry or a skill you're developing. As you engage with the material, keep a journal or a digital note open. Your mission is to answer one question: how can I apply this specific insight to my work? By actively connecting new knowledge to immediate action, you're not just learning, you're building a bridge between theory and execution. This practice transforms you from a passive observer into an active innovator, consistently upgrading your professional toolkit and sparking new solutions to old problems. Throughout your day, practice the Pride Pulse. This is about capturing your contributions in real time to build a tangible record of your value. At the end of your workday, take 2 minutes to log 3 Pride tasks, specific actions you completed that you feel good about. They don't have to be monumental. Refined the project timeline, cleared my inbox, or asked a clarifying question that prevented rework are all perfect examples. This habit directly strengthens the link between your effort and your sense of professional belonging. To amplify its effect, Integrate a connection ritual. Once a week, share one of your pride points with a trusted teammate or manager and ask about theirs. This isn't about bragging, it's about creating a culture of mutual recognition and shared progress, reinforcing that your work matters within the larger team ecosystem. Finally, end your day with an evening reset. Neuroscience shows that a brief period of structured reflection can significantly reduce burnout risk by as much as 30%. All it takes is a 10-minute walk or quiet time without your phone. Use this time to mentally review the day's wins, both big and small. Acknowledge the challenges you navigated and the progress you made. This ritual acts as a mental rinse cycle, clearing away the stress of the day and consolidating the positive experiences, allowing your brain to properly rest and recover for tomorrow. This entire routine is adaptable. If you're a student, your insight block might be a deep dive into a lecture topic. For shift workers, the morning ritual can be your pre-shift ritual, regardless of the time. The key is consistency, not perfection. Start small, track your adherence weekly, and watch as these tiny, deliberate habits compound into an explosion of consistent, high-quality output. Quick recap. Burnout destroys lives, but peak triggers elevation, insight, pride, connection. Plus, HPWS rituals deliver unstoppable flow, backed by 424 employee studies. Think of PV Sindhu, Neeraj Chopra, Mary Kom. They leveraged micro goals, elite coaching, and disciplined recovery. Think of Serena Williams and Michael Phelps. They went for deliberate practice, data tweaks, and mindset rituals driving consistency. Share your biggest work struggle. I'll reply personally. Smash, like if this fired you up, subscribe for weekly peak hacks, and tag a friend drowning in deadlines. Let's dominate 2026 together.